Hey everybody, Chris with Night Living Card Games. Back again to continue my Age of Apocalypse campaign, where I take the latest hero through the latest mission in Age of Apocalypse. So we are on Scenario 4, which is Dark Beast, and I'm going to be playing the latest Age of Apocalypse hero, Jubilee. So I've got everything basically set up for this already. We do have to deal with the campaign missions. So far in the first three, I've completed two and failed on one. So I completed the Liberate the Seattle Core, which allows me to put a copy of Desperate Measures into my deck, and a Sabotage the Seawall we finished, so I could choose a support card from any aspect and add it to my deck. And for that one, I chose the Night Nurse. Both of those cards are in here. Last campaign mission, we failed to evacuate the survivors, so we had to add a copy of Panic Refugees Obligation into my deck. That's also there. So we've got the Find the Lost Mutants, which if we succeed at it, we'll get some campaign allies. Otherwise, we don't. And Mr. Sinister is our random overseer for this one. So I've got everything set up except for choosing which random location we start Dark Beast Bogus Journey in: Blue Area of the Moon, Genosha, and Savage Land. So we are going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and roll a 6-sided die. 3, so 1, 2, 3, Savage Land. So we start with the Savage Land environment in play. The villain gains Retaliate 1, and it has a special: discard the top 3 cards of your deck. Now, Beast says he is a 2 scheme to attack, 15 hit points in stage 1, and then every time he attacks, he triggers a special. So we'll be burning through our deck pretty good. So the last thing that we have to do is, as a campaign setup, we are allowed to find an ally in our deck and add it to our hand, or our starting hand. So we won't be able to go over our 6 starting hand, but we will have an ally we want in there. And I think I am going to start with, if I can find him, the good Professor Charles Xavier. So I am going to pause this for a minute so I can add the rest of the Savage Land cards into the encounter deck, and then I'll shuffle my deck up, and we'll be right back. All right, I have shuffled things up. We got Retaliate. We're starting Professor X, so we get to draw 5 more cards. Full Body Charge, Firecracker, Blinding Flash, Grand Finale, and an Endurance. Let's see here. You know what? I'm okay with this. The reason I'm not drawing more is, so Jubilee in Alter Ego has a special ability, which is go search your deck for the Shopping Spree player side scheme and put it into play. If it's in my hand or in the discard pile, I don't get to fetch it with that ability. So the big thing is I wanted to get Professor X out. I didn't want to take the chance that Shopping Spree would end up in my hand. It looks like it wouldn't have. So there it is. So Shopping Spree is a player side scheme. Comes in with 2 threat. It says heroes and allies cannot remove threat from this scheme. Alter Ego action: exhaust your identity to remove 1 threat from here. Any player can do it. And then when defeated, the player who defeated this scheme searches their deck and discard pile for an item and puts it into play. What I just realized today is the threat cannot be removed from this scheme by heroes or allies. I thought it was you could only do it with the Alter Ego action, but it's not. So if you're a hero, say like a Gambit or a Black Widow, that has the ability to remove threat and Alter Ego, you can do that. So go figure. All right, so I got 2 on there. I am going to exhaust my identity to remove 1. We're going to flip ourselves up. We are going to spend 3 for Professor Xavier, who is going to confuse the villain. And then I think we're just going to spend 1 to get an Endurance out. Give myself 3 more hit points. And then Chuck is just going to remove the 1 threat off the main. And we're going to call that good. Let's ready up and draw to 5. Plasmoid Energy, a Hone Technique, Desperate Measures, Jubilee Sunglasses, and Multi-Talented. All right. So we're going to get one on the main. Beast comes to attack. Professor Charles Xavier tries to talk him out of it. He's attacking for 2 and star. Place 1 threat on the mission side scheme and then give the villain another boost card. So still attacking for 2. 3. Charles does not succeed explaining to Dark Beast why he shouldn't do this. Is defeated. Oh, I forgot this. I always forget this is a force interrupt, not a forced response. So technically, I would have discarded the top 3 cards of my deck prior to turning over boost cards, but not a big deal. So Power of Aggression, Full Body Charge, and the Night Nurse. Okay, now we get our encounter card, which is War Weary. I am stunned. Now I'm sad that Night Nurse was discarded, but so be it. Let's see here. We're going to play my Sunglasses, Desperate Measures, and Multi-Talented. 3 different resources. The Wilds I'm going to use as mental, so I can play a Hone Technique. Then we are going to flip ourselves down to Alter Ego, exhaust ourselves to remove the final threat from Shopping Spree, so I get to go find an item. I'm going to go get my coat. So Jubilee's coat is a 2-cost item upgrade. Jubilee gets +1 thwart. And then after you play a thwart event, I can exhaust the coat and choose a scheme and remove 1 threat from that scheme for each different resource type used to pay for it. So the Sunglasses are basically the same thing just for attack. You get a +1 attack, and then you can do the same thing for an attack event. Given that this is an aggression deck, I figured doing the thwart one is probably a better idea. And so we are going to end my turn. I'm going to hold on to a Plasmoid Energy. And then Hone Technique, Full Body Charge, Firecracker, the X-Jet, and another Hone Technique. Really wanted to get those Hone Techniques out there. All right, villain phase. We're getting 1 on the main to go up to 2. He would scheme, but he is confused. And we get our encounter card, which is a Giant Ape. So he has Guard. And it says, when defeated, the player who defeated Giant Apes resolves a special ability on the settings. All right. So we are going to, nothing for me to do an Alter Ego. Since Shopping Spree is in the discard pile, I can't do my special ability to pull it back out again. I can only pull it from my deck. I am going to attack to clear stun. I am going to spend Plasmoid Energy to do Firecracker. So deal 4... Oh, hang on. Do I want to do that? Yeah, it'll stun them. That's fine. So we will deal 4 damage to an enemy, and if you paid using 2 different resource types, which I did, stun that enemy. And then I am going to spend 3 to get the X-Jet down. I would have done the full body charge. Unfortunately, so full body charge, which is one of the keys, one of the big cards of this deck, 4-cost attack event. It's deal 8 damage to an enemy. But if your hero's remaining hit points are less than half the starting hit points, it gains overkill. Unfortunately, I'm at full hit points, actually even over full hit points. So I have to get to 4 hit points before I get overkill, or I would have full body charged into the Giant Ape and into Dark Beast. But oh no, I forgot. Jubilee's coat. So when I did that attack event, oh no, that's a thwart event. Sorry, I don't have my sunglasses out. That's it. So that's it. So we are going to ready, draw up the 5, X-Gene, melee, Power in All of Us, Wolverine, and Flash of Light. All right, so we're getting 1 on the main to go up to 3. Dark Beast is attacking. I'm going to let him, but I have to discard the top 3 cards of my deck. Plasmoid Energy, Melee, and Ironheart. So he's attacking for 2 plus a boost. 3/4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The ape would attack, but is stunned. And now our encounter card, which is a Velociraptor with Quick Strike. So it attacks for 1, but when it attacks, you discard the top card of your deck, and it gets +1 attack for each resource icon discarded this way. So just 1. So he gets a +1 attack, so I take 2. I'm getting close to full body charge. All right, so what we are going to do here is, as much as I would love to get Wolverine out, I don't think that's going to happen. So 1, 2, 3. Yep. Okay. So what we are going to do here is we are going to use the X-Jet, X-Gene, and Power in All of Us to play melee. Technically, I can hone technique it. Ideal. So that would be 6 damage to an enemy, 6 damage to an enemy. 6 and 6. So this one just goes away. This one goes away, but I have to do the special. So 3 again, Panic Refugees. Not bad to see that gone. Nick Fury. And then melee. All right. Oh, these all were used to pay for melee. All right, so I'm going to use Jubilee's ability here, which is exhaust Jubilee to generate a wild resource. And Wolverine to play Flash of Light, remove 3 threat. Oh, no. All right. I'm going to... Nope. Yeah. No. Shoot. Okay, hang on a second. Because originally I was going to do Flash of Light to confuse Dark Beast, but I'm paying just with wild resources, and I think I only had wild resources because I did melee with X-Gene and the Power in All of Us and the X-Jet. So yeah, I had nothing but wild resources except for the 2 cards I wanted to play. Shoot. I mean, I'm still going to do it. I just won't get the confuse out of it. So I do get to clear this out, and we're going to flip ourselves down. And then we're going to ready ourselves up. Draw 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oh, 4 cards left. I really wanted to deck out so I could get the shopping spree out, but that's okay. Beak, Firecracker, Power in All of Us, Power of Aggression, Martial Prowess, and Multi-Talented. All right, so we are getting 1 on the main. He is coming to scheme for 2, plus a boost, 2. Star, put, after this activation resolve, place 1 pursuit counter on pursued by the past. So just 2. So we're up to 3, and 1 on pursued by the past. And now an encounter card, which is Side Scheme, targeted for extermination, 3 threat on it, and a crisis icon. And when defeated, I confuse my identity. All right. So I can do that. Sure. I'm gonna stay up. I'm gonna flip myself over. I'm gonna use Power of Aggression to pay for a Martial Prowess. I'm going to use Martial Prowess and X-Jet to pay for a Firecracker. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I take 1 back from Retaliate, and if I pay this card using 2 different resource types, I did a wild and a physical, I get to stun that enemy. All right, we are now going to do the Power in All of Us to play Beak, And it says response, after you play Beak from your hand, remove 1 threat from a scheme for each X-Men ally you control. So I've got 1, so I get to remove 1 threat from here. I am going to thwart for 2 off it. That does confuse me. And then Beak is going to remove 1 off of Dark Beast's Bogus Journey. And then we ready ourselves up. How many do I have? I have 4. Sure. I will hold on to multi-talented. So another multi-talented, Plasmoid Energy, Flash of Light, and Sunfire. I deck out, which gives me an encounter card. Shuffle this up. All right. So a villain phase. We get 1 on the main to go up to 3. He would attack, but he is stunned, and because he is stunned, he doesn't trigger the special, but we get 2 encounter cards. First is targeted for extermination again. We're really targeted. And then we get, another side scheme. Time travel shenanigans. 2 threat with an acceleration icon. And then when defeated, discard cards until you discard 1 that is of the same encounter set as the setting, the environment setting, so Savage Land card, and then immediately reveal it. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We are going to thwart to clear our confuse. We are going to use a Plasmoid Energy to pay for Flash of Light. So I am going to take it from Time Travel Shenanigans. And then I paid with 2 different resources, so I do get to confuse an enemy, which will be Dark Beast. So now let's do this. Discard cards until you get 1 from the same encounter set as the settings environment and reveal it. Okay, so we're looking for a Savage Land card, and it immediately reveals. Nope. 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 Yes. So Giant 8 comes out, and with guard. All right, now that was wrapping up the Flash of Light. Now, hero response thwart. After you play a thwart event, exhaust Jubilee's coat and choose a scheme. I choose targeted for extermination, and remove 1 threat from that scheme for each different resource type used to pay for that event. Oh, I forgot to put the consequential on Beak from last turn, so I'm taking 2 off of targeted for extermination. Beak is just going to clear it out and be defeated. And so I am confused once again. Yeah, you know what we're going to do here? We're going to use X-Jet, Martial Prowess, and Sunfire to play multi-talented. I can use Martial Prowess for it because it is an attack and a thwart event. Probably should have done this first, because then I could have actually removed that scheme without sacrificing Beak, but oh well. So, 3-cost event, attack and thwart. If you paid for this event using at least 1 physical resource, deal 2 damage to an enemy. Giant 8. Actually, no. I'm going to put it on the villain because it's deal damage, so it gets around guard and attack. Oh, no, it is an attack, so never mind. It does not. So, 2 on the Giant 8. If you did a mental, and I'm going to say the X-Jet was, the wild was a mental, remove 2 threat from a scheme. taking the main down to 1. And then energy, which is Sunfire, heal 2 damage from your identity. 1, 2. We are now... Oh, I take that back. I don't remove the 2 threat from it. It just removes my confuse. All right, so now we flip down, and I'm going to use my ability to go find the shopping spree and put that back into play. One of those things that there was definitely power creep that came in, I think, with X-Force. This wave isn't as bad, but the newer heroes, the last 2-3 waves, so many triggers on the heroes, upgrades, and cards that you got. It sometimes becomes a challenge to keep track of them all. All right, shuffled up my deck again. We're gonna just ready everything up. I'm actually gonna hold on to multi-talented because that's useful. Draw 5 more. Firecracker, power in all of us, nice. Firecracker, X-Gene, and my sunglasses. All right, beautiful. All right, so we're getting 1 on the main to go up to 4. He would scheme, but he is confused. But the giant ape does scheme for 1 to put us up to 5. And now we get an encounter card, which is Evil Alliance. Each Nemesis minion activates against you. If no Nemesis minions were activated this way, place 3 pursuit counters on pursued by the past. Beautiful. All right, so that puts it up to 4. And once pursued by the past has enough 3 plus the number of players counter on it, you flip it over, which is go fetch your Nemesis minion, put it into play. Go fetch your Nemesis side scheme, put it into play. And then shuffle the rest of the cards into the deck. All right, so Nemesis minion, while I'm shuffling, Nanny, 2 scheme, 1 attack, 4 hit points. Mutant minion with toughness, and their attack has a force response. After Nanny attacks you, if you control 1 or more allies, search the encounter deck discard pile and set aside area for 1 copy of Lost Child and reveal it. All right, the Nemesis side scheme says it's Nanny's children and says when revealed, place 1 threat here for each different resource type on cards in your hand. Wild, wild, physical, wild, mental, physical. So 3 different kinds, comes in with 2, add 3 more. So 5 total. All right. That was less than ideal, but all right, let's see what we want to do then. Okay, so we could get X-Gene down. We could get multi-talented down. And we could get a firecracker down. Oh, interesting. I didn't notice firecracker comes in different different resource types, so that'll be helpful. Okay, so I can do everything. As much as I would like to do the shopping spree, I think I gotta flip up just to take the toughness off of Nanny. So I'm going to attack to take the toughness off. Before I flip up, we're going to put in, use the X-Jet to pay for an X-Gene. Then we flip up and attack to take the toughness off. All right, we are now going to do the power in all of us and my sunglasses to pay for multi-talented. They're all wild icons, so I'm doing 1 of each. So deal 2 damage to an enemy. Who do I want to do? So I'm going to do Firecracker. I'm going to lose out on the stun, but that's okay. Sure. Oh, actually, instead of that, I am going to use Martial Prowess for that. Yeah. Okay, so 2 to Nanny. That's fine. Mental. I'm doing a mental. Remove 2 threat from a scheme. We're going to remove it from here. And then heal 2 damage from my identity. 1, 2. Now I'm going to use my coat. Because it's a thwart event, I can choose a scheme, and I'm going to choose Naughty Children to remove 1 threat for each different resource type used to pay for it. So wild and physical is 2. So not quite enough to get rid of it, though, unfortunately. Actually, hang on a second. Instead of martial prowess, I'm playing... Yeah, it wouldn't have made any difference. Never mind. Yeah, I'll use martial prowess, whatever. And then finally, I'm going to use X-Gene and my sunglasses to play Firecracker. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. I'm going to get the giant ape out of the way. I did use 2 different types of resources, so technically I could stun. Oh, no, actually I didn't, so it doesn't matter. I wouldn't have been able to stun him, but he's defeated anyway. And now I have to discard the top 3. 2 and 3. All right, that's about all I can do. I'm going to hold on to Firecracker. Ready everything up. Draw 4 more. Desperate Measures, Power in All of Us, Nick Fury, and a melee. All right, we're getting 1 on the main, so we're up to 6 out of 10. Dark Beast is coming to attack. I am just going to take it, so 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And I always forget the timing of this thing, sorry, so discard 3. Power of Aggression, Firecracker, and Grand Finale. And then Nanny comes to attack for 1. I don't have any allies in play, so I don't need to do that. Right now we get an encounter card, which is Lost Child. When revealed, attached to the ally with the highest cost without Lost Child attached. Otherwise, ally engages its controller. Otherwise, it gains Surge. Genetic Enhancement attached to Dark Beast. Dark Beast now has a +1 attack. And to get rid of it, I trigger the... I have to exhaust my hero and then resolve the special. Okay. All right, let's see here. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to do the X-Jet. Power in All of Us and Desperate Measures to play Nick Fury, who is going to draw me 3 cards. Hone Technique, Full Body Charge, and Multi-Talented. Oh, I need 1 more hit point gone before I can use Full Body Charge. So, Nick Fury is going to defeat this side scheme. I guess the question is, do I even care about doing that? And I'm going to honestly say no. I don't care. Why is X-Gene exhausted? X-Gene shouldn't be exhausted. All I've done is play Nick Fury so far, so that should be there. So what we're going to do is we are going to spend 3 for Multi-Talented. I am doing I've got Fist and Mental. So Fist, deal 2 damage to an enemy. That defeats Nanny. Mental, remove 2 threat from a scheme. That is the Bogus Journey. And then I'm going to use Jubilee's Coat to do another 2 thwart. And now we will Martial Prowess and X-Gene to Firecracker, so I deal 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. I take 1 in return. I use two different resource types, so I get to stun Dark Beast. And then, you know what, we're going to thwart 2 off the main. And then we're going to ready up. Maybe Nick Fury is just going to walk out of here on his own rather than get trashed, but... Alright, Ironheart, melee, a full body charge, flash of light, and a full body charge. We get 1 on the main. He would attack, but he is stunned. And we get an encounter card, which is grounded. Give to Jubilee. When revealed, change to alter ego form. And as an additional cost to change to hero, I have to spend 2 resources of the same type. And then after I play a Jubilee event, I get to remove the card from the game. Okay, that is that. Nick Fury just kind of wanders off on his own because I've been grounded. He doesn't want to hang around with people that have been grounded. All right, I'm going to exhaust my identity to take 1 off a shopping spree, and then we're going to flip up, spending full body charge and full body charge, 2 fist resources to come up. I'm going to use the X-Jet and melee to play Ironheart, who draws me a card, which is Plasmoid Energy. I am going to use Martial Prowess and X-Gene to play Flash of Light. Oh, no, not Martial Prowess. I guess I'm just going to use Plasmoid Energy because it's a thwart event. Remove 3 threat from a scheme. If you paid for it using 2 different resources, you get to confuse an enemy. I did, so I do. And Ironheart. Oh, and because I played a Jubilee event, I get to remove this from the game. And there's really no point in Ironheart attacking Dark Beast because he is just going to kill with Retaliate. So you know what? I am going to do a hero action. Oh no, I got to exhaust my hero to do that. Never mind. All right, so we're just going to ready everything up and draw up. Hone Technique, Flash of Light. Oh, Panicked Refugees, Plasmoid Energy, a melee, and a Night Nurse. Beautiful. All right, so Panic Refugee is an obligation. After it enters your hand, reveal it and draw a card to replace itself. And it's got an acceleration icon. And then the alter ego action exhausts my identity to remove this card from the game. All right, villain phase. Now, because of that, we're getting 2 on the main. He is coming to attack. Ironheart is jumping in front of it. It's 2, 3, 4, 5. Ironheart is defeated. And now we just see, now it actually does matter because Force Interrupt, I had to do this first. So Blinding Flash goes off. So I discard the top 3 cards of my deck. I only had 1. That gives me an encounter card. Now he attacks. We resolve the attack with damage. Ironheart goes in my discard pile. This is when the timing matters. So Ironheart doesn't get shuffled into the deck that just emptied. She goes immediately into the discard and stays there until I loot my deck again. Right, and now we get 2 encounter cards. First one being a Cruel Experiment. Discard cards until you get a minion, attach this to it, and then the minion gets +1 scheme, +1 attack, and +2 hit points. And guard. Nope, nope. 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 Agent of Apocalypse. Yep. All right, so it is now a 3/3/5. It had guard to begin with. I'm assuming this over... Well, no, it says reveal it. So it says, when revealed, choose to either add Agent of Apocalypse to the mission area or it activates against you. Well, I'm going to choose to put it over here and add, and it says attach this to it. So I guess it just sits over there, a big beefy minion that I don't have to worry about. Oh, and now we get another one. Yeah, you go over there. I'm not going to do anything with it. I'll be honest. I'm not going to do anything with the campaign mission. If I don't, I just don't get one of the campaign allies who are all okay. Not spectacular, but okay. So there really isn't a point for me to deal with it because I don't care. All right, so my turn. I guess we'll spend one to get the night nurse out. She is always great to have out for a little bit of healing and also just to get rid of the any stuns or confuses. Kind of a waste, I guess, but I'll do Flash a Light just to clear this out. And I double confuse him. I'm going to flip down and then exhaust my identity to remove this from the game. And then, I mean, I could have meleeed, but what would have been the point? Well, yeah. So we're just going to pitch that and call it. All right, full body charge, multi-talented, grand finale, desperate measures, full body charge, and firecracker. All right, we're getting one on the main. He would scheme, but he is confused. And now we get one encounter card, which is Village Under Attack. 2 with Hinder 1, so coming in with 3. And the Crisis icon, so I'll have to deal with that. And then when defeated, do the special ability. Okay, so let's do the shopping spree. I don't think my sunglasses are in there. Nope. Let's go get my sunglasses. There we go. So again, +1 attack, and then the same thing when I play an attack event, exhaust or sunglasses, and then choose an enemy, deal 1 damage for each different resource type that you paid for that card with. So all right. Flip yourselves up. Sure. Just because I can. I'm going to spend 4 to do a full body charge. I'm using a mental, so I do 12 damage to Dark Beast. And because I defeated Dark Beast, Retaliate doesn't go off. And it gained Overkill, not that that matters. So that's that. So you go away. I believe the attachment stays. I'm not entirely sure about that, but I think so. So I'm just going to play it that way. So now we get a 2/2 with 18. And it says, when revealed, reveal a random set-aside environment and shuffle the rest of its encounter set into the encounter deck. Deal each player an encounter card. So we are going to do blue area of the moon as odd, Genosha as even, odd. So we've got blue area of the moon. So blue area of the moon, each minion gains guard, and the special is deal 1 damage to your identity. Okay, so let me shuffle these up real quick. No one shall be seated during the riveting shuffling portion of the game. Okay, so this is definitely gonna hurt us because he'll attack for damage, or when he attacks for, hopefully I should be stunning him here. He'll do an additional damage with blue area of the moon. I just want to see real quick. I suppose maybe I could have tried to keep one of those other ones around. I probably had enough extra resource generators for it, but that's okay. We're going to use X-Gene and Martial Prowess to play Firecracker. Deal 4 damage to an enemy. 1, 2, 3, 4. I use 2 different resource types, so I get to stun it. Stun Dark Beast. Now, I'm going to use Jubilee Sunglasses to choose an enemy, Dark Beast, and deal 1 damage for each different resource type. 1, 2. Okay, and just for the heck of it, I'm going to use... No, I'm not going to use Night Nurse to heal myself, because if I do happen to get a full body charge and a minion, they're going to have guard, I can go through them. So hopefully this doesn't come back to bite me, but we'll find out. Come on, full body charge. Nick Fury, Blinding Flash, Power in all of us, and a melee. Nope, but that's okay. All right, 1 on the main. He would attack, but he is stunned, and encounter card time is Evil Genius. Dark Beast attacks you, and give him an additional boost card. Oh. I think I'm going to lose. So 3. Star. If Trial by Combat is in play, it is not. If Savage Land is in play, it is not. Okay. So just 3. I defend 2, so I take 1. But I actually take 1 from Blue Area of the Moon. So, wow, I survived. That's unexpected. All right. Do I have enough to just take him out? So I can get Nick Fury in. If I do 4 damage to an enemy, it takes him down to 8. That would be 6. And then I can just melee him. Yes. So, power in all of us. This time I'm going to do 4 damage. 1, 2, 3, 4. Nick Fury is then going to attack for 2. 1, 2. And then we will do a Martial Prowess, X-Jet, and Blinding Flash to play melee, which I will then, I think I can, I'm trying to remember, it's been quite a long time. I think I can still melee just 1, but actually now that I think about it, I may not be able to do that. All right, you know what? We're gonna put the 4 damage back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And just say Nick drew me 3 cards. I'm still going to have him attack for 2. Power of Aggression. Full body charge. Hey, look at that. 1, 2. Yeah. Just deciding how I want to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4 for a full body charge with Hone Technique. 12 damage. And Dark Beast is defeated. It was close there with that last attack. Thankfully, I got none of that into play. And I could have done a Firecracker to confuse him as well, or to stun him instead, and I would have flipped down. We're far enough down where it probably wouldn't have made a difference. But there you have it. Jubilee defeats Dark Beast. So Jubilee's fun. Reminds me a little bit of Miles Morales because she throws so many of the status effects around, but she clearly cares about different resource types. So a lot of fun. And then with the Hone Technique, full body charge, didn't get to use the overkill aspect of it, but while certainly not as powerful as Dive Bomb, still a pretty potent combination. Honestly, Hone Technique is kind of a busted card. It's to the point where I try not to use it in most decks just because it is so powerful, and especially if you've got an aerial character, just dive bomb home technique is just bonkers. So anyway, that was that. So the next game would be the final scenario in here, which is big form changing apocalypse. But there isn't another hero out right now for it, so I think I'm going to check, but I think Nightcrawler is scheduled to come out next month. And if that is the case, I will probably hold off on finishing up this campaign until Nightcrawler comes out. I'm not going to finish playing. I think I might do some of the the FFG challenges, weekly challenges that they've been putting out. And go with that. But otherwise, the other thing I'm going to do is I am going to be starting up a campaign of Arkham Horror, the latest campaign, the Feast of Hemlock Vale. And I think I am going to work on recording that and share that out on the channel as well. So if you made it this far, as always, thank you for watching. I really do appreciate it. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the like button. If you see anything I horribly screwed up, any suggestions of what you want to see next, or just general commentary about life, the universe, or anything else, feel free to leave a comment. If you want to see more videos of Marvel Champions, Arkham Horror, Earthborn Rangers, whatever else I end up playing, go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and I'll be putting more content out soon. So thanks for watching, and have a great evening, everybody.